Yeah. Boom to the hey, all you sports fans out there in the tubosphere, or to you, the individual, as part of the collective. Welcome to the OMSR. I am your brief but very concise host, Will, the alternative ESPN Sports Thrill. Don't have the best throwing lane here. Along with Dwayne Darnett, ultimate sports fan, OMSR mascot, and a few of the pack, yeah, the Alpha House Sweethearts. Yearview chapter, Alpha Tau. Give me your props. All right. Coming up, doing the little intro show thing and lingamajings. You know the clipboarder, LSU, Notre Dame. Quickie highlights from that, how LSU got robbed. Then the final previews, the reviews of the CFB there in New Orleans and here in suddenly frigid Southern California. Now the Quickie Sport Rant's going to be about this man right there. And why is no one giving Ohio State a chance here? Now, it's kind of obvious here. No, I don't have any partial leanings as to the outcome of this whole affair. The thing about the OMSR is, you know, I apply professional standards in this, in that this is a pro bono sports talk show. I try to keep the talk relevant to the subject being discussed and keep my personal leanings, pay no attention to that headshot from the very first episode that started it all, at bay. But it is called the one-man sports rant for a reason. Operative term being rant. So I try to keep the tone down, and I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but it is what it is. C'est la guerre. Alright, bear in mind when Dwayne pops up, check out the details, forgets to feed the pet and whatnot. He's so into sports going on right now. Yes, in the OMSR PKA House Sweethearts. Alright, the thing with this LSU Notre Dame game, they were talking about, well, can't overturn the call because can't tell where his knees were. Alright, well, that's going to be shown right here. Very clearly, vertical knees, there's one of his feet, ball breaking the plane, big momentum swing there. How'd they miss that call? Alright, so on the Quickie Sport Rant, was everyone not paying attention? Everyone, mean not you guys, but everyone saying, you know, Ohio State has no chance. To that Wisconsin game, dude comes out, not just dinking and dunking, but throwing bombs all over the field on the #1 defense in the Big Ten. Okay, granted, Alabama, good D and so forth. This game is going to be closer than people are giving credit. And as far as the Rose Bowl goes, what happened to the weather here? Now, myself being from the Rockies, would say, you know, below 32 degrees, 29, 28 with the wind chill down in the 20s. It's chilly by my standards, by SoCal standards. That is freaking, the world is ending freezing. And that's at night, mind you. It's not going to be precipitous New Year's Day, but there is a north wind chill factor. Break out your over-under calculators as to what brand of running game the weather is going to favor. We're going to see how the Seminoles lack the weather here, because this Rose Bowl is not going to be your comfy, cozy, toasty Rose Bowl of yesteryear. So keep that in mind. And it's interesting CFP, for those of you, if you're like me, your boost for all 4 schools. This Alabama sweatshirt, 1992, made in America. If you can believe it or not, washed it only like 30 times to keep it new. And at this time of year, it makes for a great Santa Claus red. Alright, so you know what's coming up. Thanks for watching. No silly DUIs while you're out there. Reminding you, sports and alcohol, especially with all this hoopla coming up. Oh yeah, don't forget about Jim Harbaugh too, closing out with him being the new head coach. Almost forgot. Desmond, who is quite qualified to speak to Michigan football, you may recall. He is quite pleased. I suspect the rest of the alumni are as well. Alright, again, thanks for watching. Roll clips.
You're not anxious to see rain, but if you are a native of Southern California, this is a welcome sight. Had about a 3-year drought with some significant rainfall. The crew got out. Took them about an hour to put the tarp over the field here at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. But the good news is the rain is coming down to help the crops. And by game time, it's supposed to go away. Reese Davis, David Pollock, Desmond Howard here. Music City Bowl. Malik Zaire getting the start for Notre Dame against LSU. There was a want for a fake field goal. We like us on the fake. We like us every time. But Brad Crackthorpe was stopped short of the goal line. They reviewed it. What did you think, David?
Horrible call, but it's what we're used to in college football. They don't want to overturn themselves. They let the play stand. And then they hand it to number 7 to start the second half, and good things happen.
He had a 100-yard kickoff return, did Leonard Fournette, and that 89-yard touchdown run. LSU had the lead, but Desmond, DJ Prosite would go 50 for the score.
I tell you what, they played big boy football, those kids from South Bend. They came out and punched LSU LSU in the mouth, and they responded every time they were hit to a great job by Notre Dame.
And then a late drive from the Irish where they continually converted big plays, and they put it on the foot of Kyle Brenza. Toe meets leather, and the hat goes down as Notre Dame snaps a 4-game losing streak to end the season with a 31-28 victory, a much better performance from the Fighting Irish than the one we saw in their regular season finale against USC. You've heard
Well, John, today was the last chance we got to talk to players before Thursday's game. And while it's not the circus that Super Bowl Media Day has become, between getting a look at Ohio State's new bedazzled sneakers and finding out the Tide's choice for the best meal in the Big Easy, Marty Smith and I found some levity among all the talk of X's and O's.
What is the funniest thing that he has said in the last 24 hours?
Oh my gosh.
The consensus among this team is that you're the funniest guy on it. Why do you think they say that about you?
I'm not the funniest guy on it, I don't think.
Yeah, it's probably not appropriate. I've had some really good stuff, but probably not anything we can say on ESPN.
Who has the best nickname on the Ohio State Buckeyes?
Me, 12 gauge. That's the coldest nickname ever.
You got a Cardale Jones impersonation?
Hey, y'all, man, we got to get this win, man. You know how we do, so we got to go throw the ball, and then we gonna do it, all right? You got it? We cool, all right, cool.
Why do they call you 12 gauge?
Because I wear number 12, and I mean, I got probably the strongest arm in college.
You got the strongest arm in college football.
Definitely think so.
Best part about New Orleans, what is it?
Gumbo. Popeyes.
The atmosphere, you know, and that Popeyes chicken, man.
I go around there right there by Bourbon and go to Popeyes, you know, get the 3-piece.
Just 3 pieces?
Yeah, just 3 pieces, all thigh, spicy.
You're going to say in front of Coach Saban, where he can hear you, living it up on Bourbon Street, the best part about New Orleans?
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. It's been the greatest thing.
Hey, hey, hey.
People travel the world to come to New Orleans to get Popeyes. He's got early on in this game, the Ohio State Buckeyes, not a lot of people giving them much hope of winning this game. So what must happen early in the game for either side?
Quarterback Cardale Jones has to handle the pressure. He's getting his second start in a playoff game. His first start was in the Big Ten championship game. He was under pressure in that game. How did he handle it? Did a good job running the football, moving the football down the field of play. He was 12 of 17 in this game, 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. In that game, he handled the pressure extremely well, made great decisions with the football. But facing Alabama, Kirby Smart, Nick Saban, their defense, #1 against the rush, getting after the quarterback and showing him different defensive looks and pressuring the quarterback will be huge in this game. He's going to have to overcome that.
I disagree with you. I think it's the offensive line. Who's going to control the offensive line of scrimmage? You being an offensive lineman can appreciate that. Let's remember this. Ohio State has 40 sacks this year. Alabama's offensive line's only given up 13 sacks. Ohio State can get after the passer. 27% of the time the passer is harassed. Whereas when Alabama's throwing the ball, only 17 times. Now, I want to tell you this also. Alabama can run the ball. It's going to come down to Ohio State's defensive line to put pressure on the passer at the same time, stop that outstanding running game. TJ Yeldon, etc., they're outstanding. So I think the line of scrimmage is going to be
quite
the
a
key.
journey for Marcus Mariota from Honolulu, and now they're not too far away from Beverly Hills. Mark Helfrich first saw Mariota on a scraggly patch of grass, winning all the sprints, and now he could be the toast of one of the great shopping areas in all the world, Wilshire Boulevard, Rodeo Drive. That's sort of fitting with Oregon's entire mantra, isn't it? All of the flash and dash you see from the Ducks, win the day, fast, hard finish, and nowhere in any of those slogans do you necessarily hear trick them, but don't run over them. This idea that Oregon is somehow a finesse team sort of irritates the Ducks.
When we go out there, we dominate teams at the line of scrimmage, in the pass game and the run game on defense. So where all this talk from, oh, they're not physical, they're a finesse team, but like we're fast and we spread out, but we can play with anybody.
They have a few players that line up in the backfield that are able to go 6 for a touchdown at any given moment. They have two to three different running backs. Some are speed, some are power, and you definitely have to know who's back there so you can know what you're getting.
It was a day in which the Oregon offensive players and the Florida State defensive players met with the media, and you see how they ranked against Power 5 teams this year. The statistical edge definitely goes to the Oregon offense, but the Florida State defense, people who've been around practice say they are locked in and focused and ready for this Rose Bowl matchup that will be a national semifinal, the college football playoff, and there is no better scene than in the shadow of the San Gabriel Mountains where the Ducks and Knowles will go at it.
Michigan's always been great. There is, it's always been great. I always believe in it. What's the best thing you could possibly, in terms of selling something? You're selling something that you believe in your core. You know, to everything you know and like you know your name. I know Michigan. That we will do our very best to carry on the great tradition of Michigan excellence all across the board. And what I ask is this is a team effort. That it's the faculty, it's the alumni, it's the students, it's the student athletes. Everybody that's for us is for us.
And everybody at Michigan for Harbaugh now as he tries to turn the program around. What's your impression of what you saw day one on the job here?
Reese, I was really impressed with the press conference. You know, I thought we saw a more mature Jim Harbaugh. You know, he answered all the questions, showed some personality. He handled the trap questions very well. He didn't use any language to get him in trouble. No bulletin board material for his rivals. I thought that he did a fantastic job, and he seemed very comfortable. And the question that I had is, does Jim really want to be there? Did he really want to be in college football, or did he want to be in the NFL? I thought when he said, this is a homecoming for me, it's my third homecoming. The first one was when his dad accepted a coaching job under Bo Schembechler to coach the secondary. His second one in 1982 when he signed a letter to go up to Ann Arbor and become a student athlete. And the third one was today when he became the head coach of Michigan. And he talked about his kids, and they got these gift bags, and they started to put on the Michigan paraphernalia and the nostalgia that went over him. So I really got the feeling that this is a job that he really wanted to take, and this is the time for him to take it.
Yeah, and he did handle those trap questions well, because we're used to Harbaugh and taking shots, and I'm okay with that. I want to see some of that. I mean, this is what makes college football fun. We got too many robots in the game, but no flummery from him. It was all, you know, status quo. But the way he talks, and you can tell the kids are going to respect him. They're going to follow him. He's just got a presence about him, a command about him, and I think good things are going to come back to Michigan. I think that program's going to turn around quickly, and today you just got to see a little bit of Jim. I think we'll hear more from him, and he's got a lot of recruiting and a lot of things to try to accomplish.
And when Jim speaks to those kids, instant credibility, right off the gate, instant credibility.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, I thought maybe the most telling thing and the closest thing he did to having a little fun up there was some reporter asked him, you know, how he reacted. Was he comfortable, and I'm paraphrasing a little bit here, comfortable with being the savior of Michigan football? He's like, I'm okay with that. that pales in comparison to what we hope for and what we expect, all in good theater between Harbaugh and Urban Meyer and Mark D'Antonio. Now, because James Franklin, an opportunity for a real renaissance in the Big Ten in terms of perception, and that certainly would be good for college football.
Did he just fumble? I formation! I formation! We have got to get the three technique block. I'm not angry. I'm not yelling. Nobody's tackling anybody. We got absolutely.
I don't think this is such a good idea. I'm on it.
We can't secure the quarterback-center exchange.
You're doing a great job, Coach.
Well, they're coming along better than I anticipated. Very pleased.